Hello and welcome to my Road to Max Ramble number 2. I'm very excited to get into this one because I have achieved quite a lot in the past month. The last ramble was about 1 month ago exactly. It was on the 23rd of November, I think. And if you watch that ramble, then you'll know that my big goal for this month was to achieve 99 runecrafting. And as you can see from the pretty cape I'm wearing on my back, we did achieve that. And I'm going to get a lot more into the detail of how I trained it and some of the interesting EHP methods and calculations that exist for rune crafting because, in my opinion, it is, I would like to say, the most interesting EHP sort of mix of metas that you're able to do because of day alt, because of Zaya, um, and because of like all the different factors that go into each of those. Even if you think about blood runes, it's obviously quite slow of a rune crafting method, but you can take into account how much PVM you're planning to do with a scythe or a saying, and how much, say, like Vorkath, it would save you. Um, Obviously, it's not efficient still to do it, but there's more factors than just rune crafting XP to think about. Um, or like for Dale, you think about mining XP. For Zaya rune crafting, you can think about mining and crafting. So there's a lot of bonus XP sorts of stuff that go into it. Same thing with, say, ZMI with Dayalt versus Lavas with Dayalt. Um, Lavas, you use much more essence because it's less experience per less yeah, experience per essence at Lavas than it is with ZMI. So you have to spend more time mining the Dayalt. Um, Whereas ZMI, you get much more experience per essence, so you sort of save a bunch of time mining essence in exchange for a slightly lower experience rate while you're actually training runecrafting. So let's get into some. Actually, first I'm going to show you some interesting calculations that I've done just to illustrate what I'm sort of talking about with the runecrafting EHP. So we're going to experience waste here for a second. But okay, so yeah, so here you can see I've calculated this. So if you wanted to get 1 million XP in runecrafting, um, I don't know why this scene isn't updating correctly, but um, I don't know how to fix it. But okay, so I'll just talk about this for a second. So 1 million XP, if you do that doing bloods, that's 26 hours of getting an experience rate under 40k. So that's a lot. You can take into account the mining and crafting bonus experience though. Souls, basically the same, but 4 hours better. Um, you can do the Abyss method, which gets this up to like 48k an hour, but when I did Souls, I never did any of the Abyss method. Um, ZMI, you can do it with your pure essence, so that would be 52k an hour, so that's about 19 hours. A pro of this method is that you don't use any stamina or jewelry, and that it requires less essence. You can do pure essence with lavas, which is actually the fastest and most efficient if you have everything banked already. So if you have your essence banked, and if you have the jewelry ready to go, then this only takes 14 hours and is the fastest. Now let me see if I can actually get this scene to work here. I might need to remove it and then add the scene again. Hold on 1 second. Uh, okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, we talked about pure lavas was the last thing. So Dale ZMI. So Dale ZMI is 75, so slightly faster than doing lavas with pure essence. But you have to take into account the time mining the day alt. Now, day alt is pretty much zero time if you're AFKing it. You can do it on mobile and do it when you're at the gym or going for a walk, and I did that quite a bit. Um, when I was going for 99, but you have to, factor that into the amount of time taken. So it works out to about 9 hours of day alt AFKing or 5 hours of 1.5 ticking the day alt because you need like 45k. So 9 hours or 5 hours plus 13 gives you a total of 22, which if you remember was the same as souls. So if you're AFKing day alt, it equals to about the same as souls if you're doing ZMI with the day alt. But if you 1.5 tick, you can see it's 18 hours. So it's actually much faster than souls and even doing ZMI with your banked. So that's something that's interesting. If you're 1.5 ticking, then it's actually better than just doing ZMI with your regular banked essence. So that's something to keep in mind is never do ZMI with your banked essence. That's just kind of stupid. Um, so um, now with Dale Lavas, it's basically the same idea as with ZMI, but you can see it's only 15.75 experience per essence as opposed to 22. So you need about 20k more essence. So that equals 12 hours of AFK mining or 7 hours of 1.5 taking the day alt and only 9.5 hours of runecrafting. So that is either 21.5, so slightly faster than AFKing day alt ZMI, or 16.5 hours, which is only slightly slower than doing pure essence lava runes. So only 2.5 hours slower than doing pure essence lava runes. So pure lavas are still number one, but day alt lavas, you get 105k experience per hour. And I uploaded a video of me doing that. So that's a realistic rate. No mouse keys, no like any like super OP plugins or anything. I was getting that just on like, vanilla RuneLite, getting 105k an hour. So that's actually very easy to do, which is insane. It doesn't even feel like runecrafting. It feels like you're training cooking or something. Um, but yeah, so I just want to show that just to give you guys an example of, let's say from 90 to 99, you have all these different options of training runecrafting. And depending on what you feel like doing, you can do sort of a combination, pick and choose which one you're going to do. Depending on like how busy you are. I know I did this a lot. So when I really needed to AFK, I would do day alt. When I like needed to half AFK, I would do Zaya, mostly soul runes. When I could focus, I either did ZMI with my day alt or lavas with my day alt. And so you can sort of, mix it up and do a variety of training methods, and that really makes it an interesting way to train the skill. So I'm going to go to the bank quickly and show you the runes that I got from 99 runecrafting in total. Given that I did all this variety, you can sort of get a sneak peek. These are my nature runes from ZMI. Let's see here. Okay, so 46,000 law runes, 39k deaths, and 100k bloods and 100k souls. I did 100k of each just to sort of round it off and make sure I had enough for barraging and inferno, some, later stuff. Obviously this isn't enough to charge a scythe more than a few times, I think, but um, yeah, I don't really like Xeric crafting all that much, so I did probably the least amount I could. Um, this is all the lava runes I made. So I did a decent amount of lavas, nothing insane. A lot of that was with day alt, so you have to sort of add 50%. So that's probably close to 2 million experience in lava runes, like maybe 1.75 million XP, I think, in lavas. Some cosmics, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the astrals as well. There's a lot of astral runes. So yeah, those are the runes that I got from 99 rune crafting. So I wanted also to talk a little bit in terms of rune crafting about burnout, about like how not to burn out when you're doing sort of like a quote unquote boring skill like rune crafting. I actually quite like runecrafting, but just to give you some tips because I feel I'm slightly qualified to talk about it because I mean, I'll show you my runecrafting method, record for the month in a second on Temple, but I'd like to think I'm a pretty good skiller in terms of consistency and being able to like stick to one method and not, wasting time, not getting like bored of the method. I'm pretty good at just like putting my head down and embracing the grind. Um, One thing I would recommend is turning off your progress bar. For one thing, it gets in the way when you're crafting lava runes, but when you see the progress bar constantly ticking up or even your XP going up, it is really demotivating, especially for a slow skill like rune crafting where you see it going so slowly to make any progress. Um, and it actually hinders you from getting into sort of like the flow state, which is conducive to skilling for long periods of time. Um, I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but if you find, really good sort of like minimal techno or ambient music and you're really deep into some like grind, about like an hour in, if you're not like thinking about too much other stuff in your life, you sort of like lose sense of time and you just like enter this sort of flow state, which exists in other stuff, people who like practice musical instruments or um, you know, if you're a writer, that type of thing. People talk about these sorts of flow states, and it's the same thing with RuneScape. Even though it's a game, it's not like a career or anything. But um, the same sort of human psychological effect applies, where um, you're sort of doing this very repetitive but engaging activities. It's probably best to do a more click intensive method so you're engaged, so your mind doesn't wander too much. But the focus, eventually it becomes sort of like a trance state. And you're able to just like pass 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time without just like even thinking about anything. You sort of like forget to eat food and forget to like drink water and go to the bathroom and like you just like forget that you're alive and all you know is the XP number go up, which is pretty funny, but it's actually true. So I'd recommend, hide the clock on your computer, hide the XP tracker, um, to sort of find the enjoyment in doing the method, not in sort of reaching the end goal. Obviously, the end goal is what's going to motivate you to grind in the first place, but in terms of actually sticking to something, it's very important to do a method that you enjoy and a method that you can do long term over long amounts of hours and over the course of a few weeks or months. So let me show you some screenshots from Temple of my rune crafting month that I did. It was slightly less than a month. I know in the last one I said it would take me a month, but I'm too much of a gamer for it to take me a month, I guess. So let's first show just the numbers here. So this was my rune crafting month here. So as you can see, that was about 150 hours of rune crafting efficient hours. So in reality, it was probably more than that because I wasn't getting EHP rate the whole time doing souls, or doing, mining day alt or doing whatever. So it definitely wasn't EHP rate. I actually think it's sort of skewed because I did, day alt lavas, which are 105k an hour, so way over EHP. And then I also did like soul runes and some blood runes, which is way under EHP. So um, it's sort of a mess of EHP rates in there as I was sort of going over. But um, yeah, 9.2 million XP pretty much all in one go. So let's now show my graph here. So I started going for it basically, like here's when I uploaded the Ramble video, but I started going for it about a week earlier. So I think that's the 16th. So from the 16th, and then I achieved it, if we go back to this one, um, on December 7th. So let's show the graph again. So yeah, so from the 16th of November to the 7th of December, pretty much straight consistent rune crafting. there were a few days in there where I couldn't really play. You can see it's like completely flat some days. Those are days when I had like a busy class schedule or a test or something and I had to, do other stuff. But for the most part, very consistent. So now here is like a nice day, week, month thing at the end. So this was the day that I got it. So to finish off, I did like 500K in a day. Um, but there you can see I'm on the top of the day and the week, and pretty good month as well. So I'm pretty happy with how hard I went on it. You can see I was pretty consistent, and it took me, I think that was about 3 weeks exactly to get from 86 to 99 runecrafting. So not too bad. I'm pretty happy with the amount I played. I had better day records. I think my best day was about 900K XP doing, a mix of ZMI and lavas. But yeah, so that's it for the rune crafting portion of the ramble. That definitely took up a very large portion of the month, but it wasn't all I did. So after I finished rune crafting, I moved on to doing chambers. So chambers. My luck here has been not so good. Um, so let's get into some of the screenshots from chambers. Why don't we? So I have tons of screenshots for this video because a lot happened this month. But so here is Arcane Prayer Scroll number 1. Raid number 52. This was my first purple. Arcane number 1. You can see the times. I am doing solos, and I'm pretty early into learning solos still. So the times aren't great. Most of my raids are, if I don't die, like 30K points and take about 35 minutes to 40 minutes to do. I think my PB, let me check actually. I think this works. PB Cox. Yeah, 30:04. So not quite a sub 30 yet, but it's getting there. So anyway, here is Arcane number 2. So Arcane 1 was, what KC was Arcane 1? 52. And then, so 14 raids later, I guess, I get another Arcane. So not too interesting there. Pretty sad. I am going for a Dex, obviously, so every Arcane is like, oh man, that should have been a Dex, but it's not too bad. Next, an interesting drop at 88, so almost 20 raids later, 19 raids later, I think. I get a Din's Bulwark, which is, an interesting item. I would have been much happier to get this if they didn't nerf it at Corp, because I am planning to do a substantial Corp grind. And the Bulwark for a while there it had an interesting sort of meta niche use at Corp, but now it's mostly just, I guess I'll use it to tag monsters on barrage tasks, I guess, and I don't know, maybe do like a meme Inferno run with like full Justy and a Bulwark at some point. I can't really think of a reason to get it. It's just sort of a big F for hitting the ancestral table and not getting claws or ancestral. And my last purple, dun, 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 is another arcane at 125. So from 88 to 125, no purples. And we break the dry streak with an arcane prayer scroll. So if I go to my collection log, go to raids, I'm now at 130, so I did 5 more. We have 3 arcanes and 1 bulwark, 4 torn prayer scrolls, 11 dark relics. So not the worst in terms of actually purple luck. I'm basically on rate for purples, but in terms of the loot that I've gotten, it's pretty sad that I've only gotten 3 arcanes. Um, I'd rather be like completely dry and getting like 1 piece of ancestral and like getting 2 less purples. I'd be very happy with that. But anyway, so that was Cox. That definitely is still on my priority list for this next month, is to get a Dex, because it'll be very important for next, and for just basically everything that I want to do. I need to finish Bandos, and I need to finish God Wars in general, but also Arma. Sarah, and since God Wars everything you use the bow of Ferdinand to kill now, it's extremely important, and I definitely want the decks to go back to doing Inferno. It's sort of like a bottleneck at the moment in terms of what I want to do. I definitely like need to get the decks before I move on to other content efficiently. So that's definitely top on my priority list. But after I got my 3 arcanes, I was sort of like bummed out by Chambers. I think understandably so. So I ended up doing some Slayer. In the last Ramble, I was 95 Slayer, and we're now 97. So 2 Slayer levels, which is pretty good. Um, and I did as many sort of like boss tasks and doing as many other goals as I could along the way. So I have some screenshots from the Slayer grind that I did, the little grind. Um, so starting with Hydra, I got a second Hydra Claw at 270 kill count. So my first one was like 91, I think, and second Claw at 270. So very, very spooned on the 2 claws. I'm probably gonna drop that over to an alt for bonds, I'd imagine. Or I might keep it and, you know, risk my lance in the wildy killing green dragons just for fun because I have a another lance in the bank. So yeah, definitely very spooned on the claw. So next I got my leather at, I think, what is that, 161 kill count. That was my first leather, so that was cool to get. Um, I got a second leather. I was sort of switching between melee and ranged setups for Hydra. I definitely like doing melee Hydra more though. It seems a little faster and just, I don't know. There's something about it that is more chill to me. So 2 Hydra leathers. And then I finally got an eye piece or a ring piece. I got the eye at, what is that, 324? So yeah, that was my first ring piece at 324. So I guess you could say unlucky on the ring, but um, I'm definitely not complaining because I have 2 claws. And my last Hydra screenshot is the jar of chemicals, which I got on, it's at 305. Sorry, I'm reading off my OBS and it's like super scuffed. The aspect ratio is messed up, so it's hard to read, but I think that's 305. So yeah, jar of chemicals. So let me cross this obstacle and show you the Hydra log. Yeah, so 2 claws, 2 leathers, an eye, a few heads, and that is it. So still missing 2 ring pieces. I am definitely going to go for the ring. The way I'm doing Slayer now is 9 Duradel, 1 Konar, but I might switch it up now and just grind some Hydra and Turiel skip for Hydra tasks, um, just to get the ring done, so I can just like sort of move on to doing Vorkath full time for Prayer XP, and for, Slayer, just doing Duradel Slayer would be nice. I much prefer Duradel to Konar Slayer. Um, but that is not all with the Slayer drops that I got. I sort of had a big month here in terms of loot as well. So it wasn't all just skilling, it was a lot of PVM as well. So I got a Serb task, a few Serb tasks actually, or maybe it was just one. But anyway, I got my Eternal Crystal, which was the last crystal I needed to finish Serb, which I'm so happy about. The fact that I completely spooned Serb. Um, I'm just like speechless because I really hate Serb. There's something about it which is just, it really annoys me. I think it's just the fact that the ghosts are just like so strangely punishing of a mechanic for how like sort of easy the actual boss is. It's just, I don't know if I can explain it very well, but I don't know, it's just something about the fact that it feels like they just made it to suck up as like an arbitrarily large amount of resources because they couldn't think of like actual engaging mechanics for a boss. That's just my opinion. It might just be that I'm a salty Iron Man who doesn't want to waste on my prayer pots, but yeah, so let me show now, once I hop off the canopy here, my Cerberus log as well. So yeah, that's just like the dream right there. Like the dream Cerberus log I have achieved is just one of every crystal and no dupes. So that's just insane, and I'm overjoyed about this because I do not like Cerb. Um, so next up, and I think last maybe, oh no, second to last is, oh wait, no, this is last. Okay, I got my Zammy task, which I've been looking for to get my second Zammy spear. Uh, my first one took me 345 KC, and we got our second one pretty early into this task at 369 kill count. So really happy that I didn't go, another 300 for a second. That's awesome because now I can basically start Corp once I get a BGS. But before I go back to Bandos for the BGS, I definitely want to get a Dex so I can do the Bofa Bandos method better. Um, I might do some Bandos on the side just like for fun because it's hard to do a lot of chambers for me in a row because they like take me 35 minutes per run, and it's sort of draining how much like you need to focus for solos and everything. I find it like difficult. They're very fun, and as I don't really die in solos anymore, except like when head phase completely destroys me, um, they're getting much more fun and sort of easier to do like a session of 5 or 6 in a row. Um, but that's definitely something I'll need to get better at. So as far as the goals for the next month go, um, I might go for 99 Slayer and just do a bunch of Hydra and Vorkath and try to bank 99 Prayer. That might be something I do, um, just because for some reason I was really enjoying Slayer after Runecrafting. It was just sort of like a very different type of skill. So after all that Runecrafting, I wanted to do something very different. And Slayer definitely has been very different. So it's been sort of calling to me to do Slayer. So I might finish off 99 and do a lot of Hydra, hopefully. And if I finish Hydra, I'd move on to Vorkath. Um, Other goals. Um, well, I obviously need the Dex. The Dex is huge. Once I get that, it sort of opens up a lot of doors for me to accomplish my other goals. So Um, probably top of my list is Dex. After that would be going to God Wars, finishing Bandos for the Tacits and the BGS, going to Sarah for the ACB because Nex is coming out very, very soon on January 5th. I'm not going to be ready for Nex by any means. I probably won't do it day of release. I might just sit back and enjoy watching streams. But I'm definitely excited for that to come out. I'm excited to see sort of how Jagex does repackaging a boss that was really good for that era of RS2 with overloads and summoning, and how they sort of adapted it to old school. I have faith in Mod Arcane. He's the one who did Fasani's. I have faith in him that he knows how to make a boss good, engaging, interesting. But you never know. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is wait and find out. I am very excited though for that. So, yeah, the Dex unlocks finishing God Wars basically, which I won't do all at once. I'll probably just, do it in little pieces, do Bandos, and then maybe go to Corp after I get the BGS, and then go back for like Arma after, getting 99 defense at Corp or something. But also the Dex means I can go get my Inferno Cape finally, stop putting it off. I could just go for it with Eagle Eye with the Bofa. It wouldn't be impossible. It wouldn't be extremely difficult, but it's not something I'm really interested in. I sort of just want to make it a cozy Inferno run with Rigor and Bofa and just, get it done as quickly as possible to avoid, the frustration of failing a bunch of times for no reason. Um, as far as skilling goes, I'm not too interested in doing a ton of skilling. I think my goal this next month will just be to get base 90s, finish off 2200 total, which I'm very close to. Um, so yeah, get 5 construction levels, finish off these 3 prayer levels, get 2 smithing levels, and that'll be done in base 90 and 2200. So in the next ramble, hopefully I will have gotten my decks. I will be way past 2200 total, hopefully. And I would like to be at Corp, honestly. I'm going to say that. So by next month, I would like to be at Corp getting max melees. I'll say that. So decks going to Bandos for BGS, then to Corp, finishing off max melees. I'll say that is my biggest goal for the next month. Um, I might get distracted. I mean, I got distracted big time from Cox and got 2 Slayer levels, so anything could happen. Maybe I'll get distracted and go, get 99 mining or something. But for now, that is the progress that I made this past month. I'm really happy that I got 99 Runecrafting. As I said, that's just like a huge weight off my shoulders in terms of the time to max. Just like thinking about maxing and being like, oh, I don't have to do 99 Runecrafting is huge for sure. Even though for me, I quite like runecrafting, and I've been runecrafting wrath runes for fun and for doing abyssal demons and necreal tasks in the Slayer Tower, which is really good prayer experience, by the way. Highly recommend doing that. Um, I might make a video of doing a melee necreal or abyssal demon task with thralls and demonic offering, because it's good experience, good seeds. I've gotten 85 to 87 prayer within these 2 Slayer levels, so uh, just completely passively 0 time prayer, which is awesome and very overpowered. Um, so yeah, I'll see in the next month how much Hydra and Vorkath I can get done. I did 2 Vorkath tasks already so far. I'm at 324 so far. So it would be nice to maybe get like 92 to 93 prayer. Let me see, how much do I have banked right now? I have 92 banked already, so maybe 95 prayer banked by next month. That would be nice. I am planning to do a bunch of Hydra and Vorkath, so it's not too unrealistic. But yeah, max melees and like 95 prayer would be sick. Base 90 is 2200. So yeah, those are my goals. If you listen this far, comment in the comments what your goals are for this next month or what you accomplished in the past month. That would be cool to see. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my progress for this month. I definitely worked really hard to get 99 Runecrafting and sort of go do all that PVM and get all those drops. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the screenshots. I will see you next month for hopefully an even bigger video of juicy loot and juicy XP gains. Have a wonderful Christmas, everyone, and see you later.